So welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny with JoJo, Beauty for the Soul. So tonight I will be doing a get on ready with me. I have a few Neutrogena products on here that I'll just be using to get this makeup off, and I want to really not focus on skincare much today because my goal and focus is on the nursing field. So I just want to tell you guys my experience as a nurse so far, how it's been, and of course give out advice to new nurses, just because the game expectation versus reality is not they don't match. Okay. They do not match. Your expectations in the nursing field, once you get in, you're gonna learn that sometimes it is just unrealistic. So if you're a new nurse, definitely stay tuned. If you are a well experienced nurse, please be sure to agree or even disagree with me in the comments, because I would really appreciate any inputs that you might have. So let us start by just giving thanks to God, because I remember how stressful nursing school was. It was a year, it went by really fast, and I'm just grateful that I made it to the end. I give Him the glory for that, because if it was not for Him, I would not have made it. Even with my licensure, I just thank God, because if you guys watch my old video, you know that I failed twice. I failed my state board twice. I passed on the third time. It was a very tough period for me. So if you are going through that right now, I will drop my email or my Instagram down below, and you can send me a direct message asking me for just resources and tips and stuff, and I would be more than happy to share. So firstly, I want to tell you this: if you are a new nurse, whether or not you've started working, you need to start or get into the nursing field with an attitude of learning, not an attitude of leadership. Be teachable. You have to have the attitude of being teachable. You cannot start the nursing field thinking you know it all. You might know about disease processes and stuffs, but you need to learn, like for instance, the documentation part of it. You need to learn how to chart. You need to learn how to document assessments. You need to learn how to reach out to the doctor, how to add or discontinue an order. There is so much to learn. So don't think nursing school has taught you every single thing, and you go in there at the facility and think you know it all. Nobody can tell you anything. What will happen is you would make the work environment extremely stressful for yourself. You would not be approachable, because nobody wants to come around you, because they know you have this I know it all attitude, and I'm here to be the boss. You can't be like that. So you just have to, go in there with a humble attitude, and, put yourself down so you can be able to listen to experienced nurses, because they know much better than you. Even if you have to correct them certain times, it's okay. So even if you get to correct the experienced nurses, that does not mean you still know better. That does not mean you cannot listen to their advice or pay attention when they're orientating you. Or is it orienting? So yes, you have to go in with the attitude to learn, because you are going to be corrected, and if you think you know it all, you would not be able to take corrections well. You would not be able to take reprimandation well, because as a new nurse, you are going to make mistakes, and sometimes that's how you learn the most valuable lessons, through mistakes. But you have to go in with the attitude to learn, because that'll also enable you to ask questions. A nurse who does not ask questions is a nurse who is bound for trouble. So just ask, no matter how self-conscious you might feel, no matter how dumb, honestly, you might feel, just ask. There's no question too small or too big, too minor or too major. Just ask, because if you're not sure, you are not sure, and you're dealing with somebody's life, and the nursing field is a matter of life and death. So ask. So that's what I have to say for the first point. The second point is, if you're a new nurse, you have to develop stress management skills. Now, when they tell you the nursing field is stressful, you would not know until you start. It is a very high stress environment. It is a very fast-paced environment. You have to really take it upon yourself to learn how to manage stress at home and stress at work. You have to learn how to separate work stress from home stress, and so on and so forth, because you don't want to take home stress and take it to work, and you definitely don't want to take work stress and bring it home. Stress management in the nursing field is really important because at the end of the day, a nurse would never be fully functional if she is just stressed out or if he is just stressed out, because you do need a clear head to make certain decisions, to make certain calls. So if you learn how to manage your stress and not allow it to interfere with patient care, you're a winner. But if you are stressed to the point where you cannot even focus, like you're literally overdosing a patient because your mind is so far gone, you're just stressed over certain things and it's taken over your whole mind, like you can kill somebody, you can hurt somebody, you can even hurt yourself. You know, you don't want to go to work with your head all in the clouds. So you need to learn how to manage stress, because managing stress will make the work environment a little more conducive. So you have to learn to manage stress however way that is possible, whether it's, putting things aside mentally until you get out of works great, or if it's just by dealing with the stress right before you get into your shifts, because once you start your shift, stressful things are going to happen. You cannot afford to have stresses just compound on you and just become explosive. So you have to learn to manage stress, because you're also not just dealing with patients, you're also dealing with coworkers. So you don't want to be that nurse whose attitude is unpredictable. There's only so many times people can make excuses for you. Like for me, I can make excuses for people who seem a little abrasive towards me, like, okay, maybe they're having a bad day, but you don't know how long people can make excuses like that for. So rationalize your stress, break it down, deal with it, talk to somebody, do whatever you need to, because the nursing field is already stressful by itself. So you need to figure out healthy ways to deal with stress. Stress management is key. For me, how I used to deal with stress was not to allow things to emotionally affect me. So maybe if multiple residents fell like in a night, I'm not just going to allow myself to feel overwhelmed and just want to cry and break down, because there is work to do, there is work to be done, there are neuro checks to be done. So oftentimes prioritizing things really helps me deal with stress, which leads me to my third point.